Hi students, welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Mbithe, and in this session we are going to learn about report writing. We will define what a report is. We will also have a look at the features or the characteristics of a report, and then we will have a look at a sample of a report and finally finish off with a quiz. So a report is a detailed account prepared after completion of a specific assignment. It gives a step-by-step description and assessment of the task that has been undertaken, the procedure, and the findings. And then after that, it makes a recommendation of the way forward. So before we go into the features of a report, it is important to know that you can be given a task or an assignment. Maybe you are the school head prefect, head boy or head girl, and maybe there's an issue in the school and you're asked to investigate and report what is happening. You can do it alone, or maybe as the prefect's body you have a sit down to do the investigations. Go ahead to conduct the investigations until completion, then convene to write the report together to give your findings. What did you find out? What are the issues? And what are your recommendations to the school administration? So that is what a report is. You have to investigate first, find out what the problem is or what the issue is, and then after that, now come up with a report. So let us now go into the features of a report, or the characteristics of a report. The first thing is the title. The title spells out the key component of the report by telling the reader what the report covers. So when I read the title of your report, I should be able to have a rough idea of what this report is about. Maybe you are investigating, maybe there's a lot of bullying in the school, and so you're writing a report on your findings. So the title can be a report on the rising cases of bullying in school or something like that. So the title should give me an idea, me as the reader, it should give me an idea of what to expect as I go on reading your report. After the title, we have the introduction, which specifies the purpose of the report. Why are we writing this report? And then after that, we have the methods and the procedures, and it explains how the assignment was done. Did you give questionnaires? Did you do one-on-one interviews? Did you read books and newspapers? That is what the methods and procedures are. So what did you do to come to this conclusion that you have come to? So after that, we go to the findings, and the findings is just giving the details of the outcome of the investigation. So remember, we said the investigation could be questionnaires, could be oral interviews, could be reading books. Then after that, so after you have done that, what did you find? That is what we call the findings. And then after the findings, we have the conclusion, comments on the implication of the findings. So you give your comments. So these are your findings, and then what are your comments regarding those findings? And then lastly, after that, you give recommendations. What do you recommend? What will be the remedy for whatever it is that you are investigating? So you give solutions, you give a way forward, and these solutions are based on the conclusions. So you have investigated and you have come up with a conclusion of this is happening because of 1, 2, 3. So what do you recommend? That is what we call the recommendations. So let us now have a look at a sample of a report. This will help you to understand the features that we just discussed. So when you look at this sample here, we can see it starts with a title. A report on the causes of Form 2 students dropping out of school at BD Secondary School. So we have the introduction. In 2010, the number of Form 2 students at BD Secondary School fell from 120 to 60. As a result, on the 8th of August 2012, the School Board of Management instructed the prefect body to investigate the causes of this alarming occurrence. This report contains the procedure adopted in the investigation, the findings, conclusion, and recommendations to the BOM, or the Board of Management. And so we can see the first step there is the procedure. The committee used the questionnaire method to gather information from the parents, students who had previously left the school, continuing students, teachers, and the school administration. The committee also observed the school's daily routine to see if it had any influence on the dropout rate. And then we go to the findings. So what this committee find out? The report established that three main factors could have contributed to the dropping out of Form 2 students. So what was the first finding? Communication gap between the students and the administration. Majority of the students in Form 2 stated that the administration was very strict and did not give them any room to air their grievances. They also pointed out that the teachers dwelt more on students' mistakes rather than helping them to be better people. Number 2, lack of school fees and other school requirements. Majority of the students came from poor families and were constantly sent home for fees. Some got discouraged and dropped out. It was also noted from the class attendance register that the majority of the students who dropped were from poor backgrounds. The main reason was lack of fees. And number 3, difficulties in academic work. The students also pointed out that there was too much pressure on them to perform. They felt that the continuous assessment tests were too many and the homework was heavy. They said that dropping out was a better choice for them. So you can see the findings. So they used the questionnaire, and this is what they found out from their research. And the findings are three major factors. And now we go to the conclusion. The committee, after much deliberations and considerations of the results, unanimously agreed that there was an urgent need to curb the high rate of students dropping out in Form 2. This is because if the situation is allowed to persist, it will have adverse effects on the academic performance and indiscipline, and could lead to closure of the school. So after the conclusion, we now go to the recommendations. The prefect body recommends the following. A, the school administration should foster dialogue as a means of finding solutions to students' problems. The administration should strive to be student-friendly and foster cordial relationship and peaceful coexistence in the school. The administration, parents, guardians, and BOM should hold a joint meeting and find a way of raising financial support for needy students. Teachers should make academic work learner-friendly without compromising the high level of academic achievement of the learners. And lastly, the school should create an enabling environment where the students' mistakes are corrected with love. And then a report compiled by Stanley Michael Mundia, Committee Secretary, on the 15th of February 2012. So when you look at that sample, you can see that investigations were done. They also spelled out their findings and finally made a conclusion based on those findings, and then a recommendation. So based on what we have found, this is what we recommend. So that is just a sample of how a report is written. So that's it for this session. I hope you have understood and you're now able to write a report. You have understood the features or the steps that you need to follow in order for you to write a good comprehensive report. So for further practice, you can have a look at the quiz and attempt to do it. Imagine that you are the head prefect in your school. There has been a problem with garbage disposal around the school. You have been tasked to convene a meeting with the other prefects and investigate the issue. Write a report to the school principal on your findings. Remember to go back to the previous slides and see the features that we highlighted, the steps that we highlighted, and then use that to now attempt to do this quiz. Thank you for tuning in and see you in the next session.